What's up, world? Welcome to the Pivot Playbook. I'm your host, Marcelino, the Tech Ninja, and in this video, I'm going to share how I was able to break into tech without any experience in 60 days, and I'm currently working at a top tech company, earning over 6 figures. So, if that sounds like you, if you're looking to provide financial freedom for your family, you're looking to work from home, and you're looking to have the flexible work-life balance and all the benefits, adult benefits in tech, stay tuned and tap into this video. I'm going to get right into it without the fluff. Here we go. Now, the first step I took when looking to make a career transition and to break into tech, before I even found tech, was I had to get crystal clear on my goals. What is it that I want to do with this chapter of my life, this season of my life? And that started with having a clear why. Your why is what wakes you up in the morning, right? And some of you may be like, why? What does this got to do with getting into tech? And I'll tell you why this is important. When it comes to breaking into tech, there's going to be a lot of challenges. There's going to be rejections. So you have to have a really strong purpose, a really strong reason for wanting to overcome those continuous, roadblocks and obstacles. And for me, that's family. So when I looked at what's the best way I can provide for my family, what's the best way that I can also spend time with my family, I knew I needed to get out of the fitness industry because I was working early mornings, late nights, weekends, sometimes even holidays, right? Just to make that money, just to be able to provide. And I knew I wanted to get in a more stable industry, someplace where I could have a set schedule. I didn't have to work nights. I didn't have to work weekends. I didn't have to work overtime, but I could still get the bag. And when I looked at it, tech was the answer to that. Tech allows for flexibility, work-life balance, and you're going to make enough to create financial freedom, especially in tech sales, where you can level up. You can earn over 6 figures. You can get to an account executive, enterprise account executive, make $250,000 a year if you really hustle, if you're really locked in and focused. You can do that I know people doing that within 2 to 3 years. Some people are probably faster, I don't know, but it has a clear career trajectory. For me, I got clear on my goals, right? How can I achieve all of these things that I want to bring into my life? And God guided me into tech. God gave me the guidance and the grace to find tech. I did some research on YouTube and found a video just like this. Somebody sharing his story, right? He went from driving Uber to tech sales, making over 6 figures and being able to level up in his career. So once I did all the math and found out the path that it could lead me to, I said, this is it. So this is the first step for you guys, is to get clear on your purpose and get clear on your goals. What is it that you want to achieve? Why do you want to break into tech? Right? Write those things down, and I guarantee you that's going to motivate you to get up each morning and continue to lock in and take action on the rest of these steps I'm about to give. So let's go into step number 2. I joined a tech bootcamp and I got certified. Me personally, I looked at multiple bootcamps. Initially, I was going in the field of sales engineer, but it looked like that would take 3 to 6 months for me to not only finish the course, but also to land a job. I saw people, saying it takes 6 months or more. So I found Course Careers, and Course Careers has a tech sales certification. Now, there's other boot camps. Now, some of you can skip this step. This is not a requirement. This is just the path that I took. And I did my certification in 21 days. This is because at the time, I was not working, y'all. I didn't have a job. I had closed down my gym, right? I was hustling. I was doing Ubers. I was just finding a way to make ends meet, right? And in that time, I did the course every night. I was working days, and then at night I would hustle and do the course. I would lock in, focus, and I finished the course in 21 days. And from there, I was able to start applying. I was able to build up my LinkedIn. And the next steps I'm going to tell you guys are all things that I learned in the course. Again, some people skip this step. That's fine. I'm not here to sell you anything. If you can get into tech without, joining a boot camp, that's great. All kudos to you. But this is for those people that are just listening to my journey. This is what I did. Okay, so this is the step I took. One reasons to join the boot camp for me was having that clear structure. It gave me a clear deadline. I was able to create a deadline. Like, okay, I saw that I could complete this course in 21 days if I broke it down. Boom. It also gave me that validation, right? Because within the course, you're learning all of the tools to do the job. And a big thing that tech people say is do the job to get the job. So the course has you starting to reach out to people at tech companies, right? It's like an internship. So you're going to gain experience. That's one of the benefits of joining a boot camp. Whether you do course careers or any other, you're going to gain experience. You're going to gain connections, right? Through the course, I was able to build connections with people who are doing the same thing I was doing, right? So we had that accountability group. I connected with students that already had jobs, and I got to ask them and pick their brain. Hey, what's it like working in tech? What do I need to do for this interview? How do I land this role? So you're going to be able to connect with mentors. So you're starting to build your network, right? Okay, so that was my second step. The next thing I did was I upped my LinkedIn game. And this is really key. This is one of the biggest things. If you just do this, you're going to at least start attracting attention, and you might have recruiters start to reach out to you, just like I did. Once I upped my LinkedIn game, I had recruiters reaching out to me. And how I was able to figure that out, what does that mean, right? Up your LinkedIn game. Well, first and foremost, in course careers, the boot camp, they told me I need to get 500 connections, right? Just get out there, start connecting with people. And what was cool is because you're connected to all these students, most of my first 500 connections were from course careers students. So I was able to build my network and get that 500 connections right away. So just reach out, start connecting with people. You need to get to 500 connections in order to be credible on on that LinkedIn network and to be visible. The other way you're going to up your LinkedIn game is to enhance your profile by enriching it with keywords, right? You want to use keywords, B2B, SDR, that connect you to the position you are looking to apply to. So in my title, I put SDR. I already started calling myself that before I had the job. I didn't put aspiring. I just claimed it. I was like, SDR, I am an SDR. And that, again, allowed recruiters to find me, empowered them to find me and reach out to me. So up your LinkedIn game. And if you need help with that, I definitely recommend you, obviously search YouTube videos, but maybe find a mentor. Course Careers has a whole section on how to, up your LinkedIn game. That's what I love about it. There's so much within that one piece. So make sure you guys are upping your LinkedIn game. Now, the next step, this basically relates to doing the job to get the job, is I made a list of my top 10 companies that I wanted to target. Now, which companies out of all the tech companies did I decide to target, and how did I come up with that list? Well, this is what I tell my mentees. You want to start with companies or industries that you have experience with. So if you were a teacher, look at EdTech, right? If you worked in restaurants, look at restaurant tech or food tech. If you worked in healthcare, health tech. If you were a bank teller previously, fintech. For me, I looked at nonprofits and fitness and education, because when I was a fitness coach, I had contracts with nonprofits. So I was connected with a lot of nonprofits. I know the ins and outs of them. So I made sure that my LinkedIn resume reflected that by enhancing those keywords, but I also put nonprofit tech companies or tech companies that created products for nonprofits, I should say, on my top 10 list. And I actually got hired. My first company that I worked for in tech was a fundraising technology. It was a fundraising and an event management technology for nonprofits. So that's how I was how I was able to break into tech, is because I already had a background. So when you're going into those interviews, if you're interviewing with a company that is in a field that you have experience with, like education, for example, you're going to be more confident. You're going to be able to speak on the industry, speak on that lingo, right? Because I worked in nonprofits. I knew about galas. I knew, what it took to fundraise, and I knew the ins and outs of it. And that allowed me to speak on these different words and terms that helped me to stand out in my interview. So make sure you guys start with the companies you have experience with. Second, you can focus on industries you have interest with. Right? If you're really passionate about a certain industry, you're going to know more about the companies, right? You're going to know more about a company that you're passionate about. So focus on industries that you have experience with and that you have a passion for. And I guarantee you that's going to guide you along to finding your ideal company. And just remember, this may not be your dream company, but it's going to get your foot in the door. So if you need a job ASAP, you want to look at industries you have experience with. Step number 5 is I started to network like a ninja, right? How did I do that? Is I built a list of people who could get me potential jobs or referrals into tech. And I started with friends and family, first of all. Then second was former coworkers, former colleagues. And lastly were the people that worked at my top 10 companies. After I built the list, I built another list of people who worked at these companies, right? SDRs, AEs, recruiters, hiring managers. But first, you're going to want to start with your hot leads. Your hot leads are friends and family. Reach out to them. Say, hey, do you know anybody that works at this company? Or I'm looking to break into tech. I'm looking to get a job at this company. Do you know anybody? Can you connect me with somebody at these companies? You'll be surprised who's already in your network, right? And getting a hot lead, that's almost guaranteed you're going to get an interview. That's almost guaranteed. You're going to at least get a coffee chat, right? You're at least going to start to build momentum getting you in the door. So you want to connect with people, and you want to set up coffee chats. Now, coffee chats are just informal, informational sessions, right? You're just setting up 10 minutes. You're reaching out to people at these companies saying, hey, I saw that you guys are hiring. I'm looking to apply. Do you have 10 minutes so we can chat and see if I'd be a good fit for this role? Simple as that. Not everybody's going to say yes. Some people are going to say no, obviously, right? I've got rejected. I've got ghosted. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, somebody's going to connect. And you'll be surprised in tech. I've had so many people give me 30 minutes, give me an hour of their time just because I simply asked. So use LinkedIn to reach out to these people and ask to set up coffee chats. Again, these are 15-minute informal sessions, just so you can get your foot in the door. You can learn a little bit more about the job. And a lot of times, if they like you, you set up a coffee chat, let's say with an SDR at the company that you're applying to, he's going to say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to send you a referral. Referrals are guaranteed that you get an interview. Referrals are the lifeblood of your job source. So this is the juice, people. This is the juice that you got to do it. You got to reach out. You got to get uncomfortable, because this is what I did. When I reached out to these people, I got in the door. I got in the door of like Upwork. I was getting interviews at all these different companies. Yes, I got rejected on some of them, but at least I got the practice, I got the interviews, and I got my foot in the door. All right, so network like a ninja, set up coffee chats, get referrals, get a job, get interviews. Referrals are going to get you interviews, guaranteed. Here's the part that many people don't know. When people are referring you, they usually get a bonus, right? They get a bonus if you get hired. Okay, I think we're at step number 6. So step number 6 is to prepare for these interviews, right? I prepared for these interviews like my life depended on them. I like the quote, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So when I went into these interviews, even before, once I got an interview on the calendar, it's go time. I'm doing mock interviews. I'm researching the companies. I'm using ChatGPT. Use tech tools to get a tech job. Use ChatGPT to research the companies. It's your research assistant, right? Use the tech tools to get the job. So I researched the companies. I built my stories. You're gonna have to learn what the STAR method is. You gotta be able to tell a story when you're applying for these jobs. They're gonna ask you, tell me about a time when you had conflict with a manager that you work for, right? And you gotta be able to tell that story and take them there, right? Take them to that challenge and how you overcame them and how it ended up making you a better employee, how it gave you a better relationship. You got to tell those stories and quantify them as well. You got to be able to put numbers to them, how how you were the top salesperson in your department. I don't care what you did. You were the top tip earner at your restaurant. Whatever you do, it doesn't have to be tech sales, your experience, but you got to be able to tell a story from what you've done in your past and connect it to tech sales. And that's something that, if it's hard for you to think about that, you might want to get a coach, you might want to get a mentor, you might want to reach out to somebody to help you build those stories, right? Because that's going to be key. And I'm going to tell you one bonus tip to really crush those interviews is you got to bring something to the table. And the way I learned all of this stuff was I reached out to a coach after getting rejected on the first 2 interviews that I had. I knew I needed something more. So I reached out to a coach. I found a coach on LinkedIn, right? Reached out to him. Boom, one session with him, and he helped me put together a 30-60-90 plan. And I went into that next round of interviews with a 30-60-90 plan, and I'm telling you, that made me stand out by far from everyone. The director says, hey man, when I sent him that plan before the interview, he was like, hey man, you really piqued my interest. He's like, I want to skip you to the next round. So I actually skipped the first round and went to the second round of interviews with the director and the sales manager. It was awesome, y'all. I'm telling you, I came in with a plan, and he saw that. He saw that I was hungry. He saw not only was hungry, but I was ready to hit the ground running. So build a 30-60-90 day plan. Also, when you're coming into that interview, make sure you bring in things in like a lead list, right? A lead list for that company. If you don't know what that is, again, maybe get a boot camp, take a boot camp, learn about lead lists, learn about cold call templates, cold call scripts. Bring these things to your interviews so you can show them that you're ready to hit the ground running. But yeah, my final step is I always sent a thank you letter after each interview, whether I bombed it or I ace the interview, I always made sure to follow up. So I would send a thank you letter along with like 3 bullet points of things I learned and 3 bullet points of why I'm the best person for that role and how I can help the company, and just simply thank them for their time. Whether or not like I said, I did good on the interview, I always sent a follow-up. Now, this is, again, doing the job to get the job. The job of an SDR is to always follow up. The job of an AE, account executive, you have to be on your follow-up game. So if you really want to land a role, you got to do all of these extra steps. You got to come in ready to show up and blow up on that interview. And you got to do things to separate yourself from the field. You see these jobs on LinkedIn, 400 applicants, 700 applicants. What are you going to do to stand out? This is what you're going to do. You're going to reach out to these people directly. You're going to set up coffee chats. You're going to build presentations, 30, 60, 90-day plans. You're going to send them to the hiring managers so they know who you are, so you stand out, so they know your face, so they see what you're working with, and you're going to start landing these offers, y'all. I'm telling you, if you do all of these steps, you don't even have to join the boot camp. You just got to do these steps, right? You got to do the job to get the job. You guys will end up in tech. You'll land in a career that is, allowing you to create financial freedom. I am truly grateful for you guys for taking the time to watch this video all the way to the end. As a bonus, drop in the comments Pivot Playbook, and I'm going to send you my Pivot Playbook, my presentation with everything you need to land your first role in tech, to land that first offer. I usually send this to my coaching students that join my coaching cohort, but just for you watching this video all the way through the end, drop in the comments Pivot Playbook. And matter of fact, I'm just going to link it to this video. I'm just going to link the Pivot Playbook to this video. And my only ask is, if you found value in this video, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to share this video with others that you think are that want to make a career transition. Share it with somebody. You never know. Like I said, this could be the life-changing video, like it was for me. I found a video and that introduced me to tech sales, and I realized, hey, I could break into this industry without a degree, without any experience. And it has been life-changing, not only for myself, but for my family. I am at so much peace. I have peace of mind. I'm creating financial freedom. I have a clear career path, and I wake up every day with gratitude and grace. I give my thanks to the Most High. It was only by God's grace that I was able to find out about this industry and break into it. Coming from a dark place, God is that light. And I thank you all for watching, and stay tuned. I'll be dropping more gems, more videos like this, where I dive deep into the plays that help me break into tech. I'm going to be sharing interviews with other people that are in tech and share their plays, their playbooks, and what they did to break into tech. So if, like I said, you're ready to level up in your career and create that financial freedom and have that work-life balance, y'all, and great benefits in tech, tap in with us. And much love to you all. See you in the next video. Peace.